Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today we are coming to you from the Big Branch Bike Park here in Burton Park. What a great sight this is. We've had walkers this morning. We've had bicyclists this morning, mountain bikers. It's a beautiful location, so we want to invite everyone here. And today we have invited lots of guests. We'll be talking with Sara Ware from Cooperative Extension, Tim Johnson from our Onslow County Park and Recreation. We'll also visit with Duane from Onslow County Veteran Services. We'll chat with Jeffrey Brown from the Department of Social Services. We'll also talk with DaDonna Coulter and Kristy Hill from DSS. Next, we'll talk with Taylor Kirkland, and finally, a visit with Tory Parks. It is a full day on Onslow County Today, and we're glad you're here. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Sara Ware with Onslow County Cooperative Extension. Sara, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Sara, we just came off of a very busy fair season, and you had lots of beautiful entries, and included in those entries were baked goods and cookies and jams and jellies, which puts us all in the mood for this wonderful time of year that is all about food. But you want us to do it safely.
That's right.
You know, we're having all this company. We're cooking and cooking and cooking for what seems like days, maybe weeks. But it really, in all seriousness, we have to be so mindful. We don't want anyone to be sick and ruin the holidays for anybody. So we've got you here today to help us with some important tips and reminders. And so let's start off with just you. What do you need to remember as the cook of the day?
To remember, temperature is always key.
Okay.
We've had case studies where the burger is beautifully cooked and then you cut it open and it's red and bleeding. So by the looks of it, you think you know that it is cooked to perfection, to temperature. But we know that you need a thermometer. That is the best way to get the temperature of any meat, and making sure that you're following the proper temperatures for the cuts of meat that you're cooking, right?
Right. So I'm prepping my kitchen for battle. It's time. And really, your number one recommendation, first thing that we all need, those must-haves in our kitchen, is an appropriate temperature gauge, a thermometer for what we're cooking, right? Because, you know, there are candy thermometers and there are meat thermometers, and the kind that you put on the outside of your oven and the kind that you insert, and there's a lot to it, a lot more than just taking the temperature of your turkey, right?
That's correct.
So getting that first piece of important equipment so that everything is safe. And then how about just the surfaces? If you're getting the kitchen ready, if you're getting you ready, I mean, you know, we both have a lot of hair. And so ponytails are imperative.
Yes.
All of those things.
Necklaces that are hanging down in the gravy, you might want to get those out of the way. Bracelets, pull your hair back. Nobody wants to take a bite of that sweet potato casserole and pull out one of these hairs.
Right.
Pull it back, making sure that you're clean, making sure that if you're sick, remove yourself from the kitchen. If you have been sick in the bathroom, you don't need to contaminate the food and then get everybody else sick that's come and travel for your holidays. Right.
And just surfaces, and there are lots of cleaners to choose from on the market, but you have a real simple solution for sanitizing surfaces. What is that simple solution that you?
1 tablespoon bleach to a gallon of water.
Well, that is easy to remember.
Yes.
Sort of a 1-to-1, 1 tablespoon of bleach, gallon of water, hot water, and that'll clean those surfaces, bacteria, anything. So clean surface, clean hands,
Right.
clean space to begin working, and the right tools so that we're safe, right? So that thermometer. What about knives, right? We always worry about our people are always like, oh, I don't want to cut myself, but a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife.
That's right.
Okay, so the right surfaces, get everything prepped and ready is key. And then it's time for the big day. And I forgot, Sarah, to take out my turkey.
You forgot to take it out?
I said
to thaw it? Oh my gosh.
And that might be a lesson from real life, but I'm not saying.
Okay, well, let's back it up first.
Okay.
Thawing, we have 4 safe thawing methods. One is not sitting it on the counter overnight. That is not a safe thawing method. But the first one would be running it under cool water and making sure that you are changing that water every 30 minutes. That's one.
Okay.
Number 2 is to put it in the refrigerator and let it naturally thaw. The third would be you can thaw it in the microwave with using the functions, but you need to cook it immediately.
Okay.
And the fourth way is cooking to thaw. So you're actually
to thaw.
Right, cooking it to thaw it in the process.
All right. But the best choice is to plan.
Yes, absolutely.
just saying.
Especially when you're talking about big turkeys, you need to pull those out days in advance.
Right, and leave them to thaw in the refrigerator.
Right.
And there's lots of great guidance out there, lots of great websites that we can learn and follow, especially, you know, whoever the producer is of your bird is going to have those instructions as well.
And you can also, when you Google a question about food safety or thawing, you can always type Cooperative Extension in the back, and then you'll get research-based information so that you know that it's safe.
Fantastic. So proper prep, proper planning, and then other guidance you've got for us.
Day of. So we're serving the food. Allergies. There are 9 allergies, and we need to be mindful. Usually people with allergies will tell you, but it's really important to keep 1 utensil for said food, 1 utensil for the next food. If you can label the allergens, that would be great, or keep it separate, maybe on a different table. Also, hot holding and cold holding your food.
Okay.
So we know that if your food is left out for 4 hours or more, toss it out without temperature control.
Okay.
So if it's just sitting there for 4 hours or longer, in the trash it goes.
And I know somebody's sitting there going, but you know, at my house, we like to nibble, we like to pick, we just go back and forth. No.
Right?
Right.
Food safety, I'm the bad guy.
That's okay, we're going to let you be the bad guy.
Yes, okay, so hot hold it, put it on a gravy warmer or maybe in a crock pot and keep it warm, or cold holding, so putting it on ice and just changing that ice. Then you can leave it out all day long if it stays at the correct temperature, no problem.
So best telephone number to find out everything going on. So if we call and Allison answers that phone, we're like, Allison, what you doing at Cooperative Extension today?
Right.
So give us your best number there.
You got it.
Okay, 910-455-5873. Not like I call y'all a lot, but I do.
You know it.
I have to learn so much from you all. It is always so much fun having you here, Sarah. Thank you for the great information, and thank you for keeping us safe so we can all enjoy our holidays.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Tim Johnson, Park Operations Supervisor for Onslow County Parks and Recreation. Tim, thanks for being here today.
It's good to be here.
And we want to say thank you for letting us be here at your beautiful Big Branch Bike Park.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is one of the many parks that you supervise the operations of. That's why we wanted folks to join us today and learn about, because all of our parks are so beautiful. They're in every corner of the county. And for me, this is my favorite time of year to enjoy our parks. That's just a personal thing. So we'd love to know where the parks are, and each one has its own personality.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So tell us a little bit about your parks,
Well,
Tim.
since we're sitting here, we might as well start here. This is the Big Branch Bike Park. It currently has 2 trails. The easy trail is 1.6 miles and the intermediate trail is 4.6 miles. and it goes directly through the path of where we're sitting here right now. And also behind us, they're going to be they're working on a new trail that'll be in the next mode. I don't know how long it'll be, but that will be the next area of construction.
And you know, one of the reasons we know that, you know, we constructed this park is we had to change the landscape just a little bit. Onslow County tends to be kind of flat in a lot of places. Although when we're close to the river like we are here, we get a little more elevation. But this was designed for, and really at sort of the behest of the public, who was saying, we love mountain biking.
Yes, ma'am.
We'd love a venue for that. And we've created it right here.
People actually come from, what I'm told, people actually come from pretty much all over the state to come here. They come in town for the weekend and they ride here and then go back home.
Well, it's a beautiful venue, a beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
And also there is a hiking trail or a walking trail as well.
Yes, you can walk on both of the trails. You just they ask that the bikers go one direction and the walkers go the other direction. And we have signs posted on what day to do what.
Okay, and this morning we've seen both.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you've got this great park here. We want to let folks know, because one of our guests said, I didn't know this was here, where you all are located.
The main office is located at 1244 Onslow Pines Road, which the main park is located at 1250, right there at the same place, which is where our maintenance department is located out of, and my office, and the recreation department's offices. And then we have, that's the main park, which most people know about, but you'd be surprised, there's still people, if they live on the other side of town, they don't know. A lot of people stick to their neighborhood areas. So we have parks that are located throughout the county that sort of put a park in everybody's neighborhood.
Okay, so if we leave this park today and we're off of Highway 24258.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here at the end of where Burton Park is, the industrial park and the government center. And we're at the very end. We're at this big cul-de-sac, if you will, that leads into the woods. We leave here and we can follow out, and we have two options really close. We can go to Onslow Pines, right down Pony Farm and off of 53 there.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you have Hines Farm not far from here. Tell us about that.
Hines Farm is our newest acquire. It used to be a horse stables, and now we've acquired it. We still have horses out there. The horses don't belong to the county. We have a contractor that runs them, so that was you have to contact them if you have horse information. But we are working on building some places out there that are going to be the park. The newest thing that's going to happen is, and I wrote the date down for everyone, Hines Farm is going, in the spring of 25, is going to have a nice playground out at the park.
Nice.
It'll be at the field right when you first come into the park. And they're working on the design of it right now, and spring, that's when it'll start the building.
That's fantastic. And the really fun thing about Hines Farm too is it has cabin.
Yes, ma'am.
You can rent.
You still have cabins that you can rent out there. They're rustic. It's not, it does have a few amenities inside. They do have like a window air conditioner and things like that.
Oh.
But it's a rustic type environment. And we have 11 of them, and we have there's usually at least one or two are always rented every weekend, and then some weekends when they have an event out there, the whole place will be rented. We're having a camp out there in November, and it's going to be, I think all the cabins are rented.
Very good. And you do a lot of fun activities, and people can have weddings.
It's the only place it's the only place in the county where you can fish in a park as well.
What do you hear from visitors to the park about why they love them so much?
I think people just enjoy getting outside. Especially if you work in an office all day long. I joke that this is the view. This is the view out my office window all the time.
It's pretty terrible.
My favorite view is the one down at the beach, obviously. But I have a view out the beach window. I have a view in the woods. I don't work in a cubicle, and that's what I like the best about it.
Well, we are so grateful that we have these in our county to be able to enjoy nature, to get out and enjoy the day with our families. If folks want to know more, we know you all have a great website. You've got your trails marked, and you can look at the bike trails and the kayak trails and all of that that's available to us. And what's the main number there at Onslow Pines, so in case we have any questions?
The main number is 910-347-5332. And you can call anytime, and just about anybody that answers the phone can answer your questions.
Well, Tim, thank you for being here with us today. And again, thanks for giving us this great view today.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Joe Duane, Director of Onslow County Veteran Services. Joe, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
You know, it is November, and while we always are incredibly proud of our military families that are here in Onslow County and the personnel and our retirees, Veterans in November and Veterans Day is especially special to us. And so we thought we'd invite you here today to talk about your services,
Certainly, yes.
the team that you have, and the folks that you serve every day. And so first and foremost, tell us a little bit about the mission of Veteran Services.
Well, our main mission is to assist veterans and their family members to obtain benefits from the VA, but we also deal with some of the state agencies, and we also do applications for VA health care. So we do a wide spectrum of things.
And here in Onslow County, I mean, certainly the vast number of veterans that we have here representing almost every war and conflict. Do we still have any World War II veterans that you serve?
There are. I think there are some. I don't know that we have any active claims with any of them, but I'm working with a Korean War vet right now.
Okay. And I know that we have widows and dependents as well from each of those conflicts.
So we do service connectability for all kinds of things, but we encourage people to come in, but from any era, whether it's Vietnam, Korea, peacetime, Gulf War, we do claims for all of them. So what we do is we will invite them in to come in, they'll make an appointment, we'll sit down and get access to their information and then review their service treatment records, look at their exposures that they may have had, whether it's Agent Orange or if it's from the PACT Act, Gulf War type things, even Korean War, Agent Orange is also a possibility. So we would look at those conditions and we see what they're getting treated for now, review their service treatment records and see what's in there. And then we go from there and we start doing claims and collect records for them, and we submit those claims and help them fight the fight.
Now, you talk about being there for them and assisting them with all those claims. It can be a very intricate, complex process to navigate all that. And you have an incredible team that's here to assist them. Tell us a little bit about them.
I do. We have a total of 7 VSOs now, so we've expanded our services, or at least expanded the number of personnel. I've got some that are extremely experienced with like 17 years. I've got Laura McKinney and I've got Chris Kaysen that have been there for quite a while. And then I've got Reggie, I've got Doug, and I've got 2 new ones. I've got Vicky and then I've got Paul. So they've just finished their training, but I'll talk a little bit about what they do as well.
Sure.
So we've expanded our capabilities. So wait time to get an appointment seems to be a little bit less. During the PACT Act, when the PACT Act was passed, I don't know if people are familiar with it, but I've encouraged them to go to va.gov and look it up. They're looking at additional conditions related to Gulf War. There's like 20 service-connected conditions that are related to that, and so and then they expanded some stuff on the Vietnam, like where people were exposed at. So from the PACT Act, we had quite a bit of increase in work volume over the past couple of years. But it does seem like it's settled down now. But my staff is really good. I think we have a fairly good reputation, and I'm just real proud of all the efforts that they do every day.
Well, you know, we do have such a connection here to our military and our service members. And your folks get to experience that every day.
Veterans Day is every day in our shop. The other thing I'd like to emphasize is because of the PACT Act, for the Gulf War veterans that served over the 20 some odd years, there's about 20 presumptive conditions, some not so good, none of them good, but there are conditions that veterans may not even realize they can claim for. So that we can help them with that as well. So I mean, we do that. We also do what are called supplemental claims. So if we feel like a veteran has been denied something and we have new material evidence, we'll submit that. Higher level reviews we do, which if we identify a mistake that the VA has made, a clear and unmistakable error, we'll bring that to their attention and try to get those things service connected or increased. And then the last thing is the Board of Veterans Appeals. We help with that as well. So,
you know, just imagining it. You've served your country, and you're now removed from the service. You're a veteran, and understanding how to navigate all that. You folks are there to do that for them and
Absolutely.
to be that listening ear. We are grateful for you and your service as well, because we know that you, Joe, are also a veteran, and several folks in your team.
Most of your team, or their spouses were, or yes, pretty much everybody's 100%.
So it's a personal connection as well.
It is.
For folks who want to reach out to you, who need to make an appointment or learn more about your service, what's the best way to reach you? We also want folks to know where you are so they can find your office.
So they can certainly go on our webpage at the Onslow County webpage, and we have a veteran service. It's 910-347-3309 to call for an appointment.
Okay.
And then we'll tell you at that time what you need to bring in, and we'll go from there.
Well, thank you for all that you do for your team and what you do for our veterans and for their family members. As you say, while we might celebrate Veterans Day with one federal holiday, you all do this every day.
There will be a proclamation on November 6th at 11 o'clock, and the Board of Commissioners will be presenting that, so that's coming up as well.
Fantastic. Joe, thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is a new face, not just to Onslow County Today, but to Onslow County. We have Jeffrey Brown, who is our Deputy Director of Onslow County Department of Social Services. Jeffrey, welcome.
Thank you very much.
As we were chatting off camera, you shared with me you have been in your position a total of
1 month.
All righty. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And then also you've been with the county itself how long?
Since January.
So not quite a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we are so glad to have you here, Jeffrey. We're going to talk today about one of my favorite programs that you all offer during the holiday season, and that is Elder Cheer.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us sort of what is Elder Cheer, who's eligible, and what you're looking for. And we'll start with, what is Elder Cheer?
Elder Cheer started in about 1997 as a way of reaching some of our more vulnerable adults here in Onslow County. And that first year we served about 100 folks, and now we're up to about 300 folks here in Onslow County who may be in a facility, who just may not have the resources, not a lot of family, not a lot of support, and we felt like they deserved something at the holidays, and we were going to provide them some extra love around the holidays and get them what they needed.
You know, we think about when you're perhaps in an assisted living facility and everything you need is taken care of, but there's not always a time for something that's a little bit extra, and as you said, showing that extra love. And this is just one small way. So you all are collecting items.
Yes, ma'am.
For those community members. To bring them a little holiday cheer, and also things that, again, might not seem like extras to you and I, but for somebody else they might be. What sort of things are we looking for?
Well, that's a common misconception is with assisted living, folks still need to provide all their basics. They need their toiletries, they need their clothes, they need all those items that we take for granted that the assisted living facilities don't necessarily provide for them. And these folks, again, don't really have the resources that we have to go to the grocery store every week and buy our soap and our shampoo and brushes. And that's the kind of items we're looking for, those basic toiletries. Some simple things like sweatpants, sweatshirts, blankets, because the facilities can be cold for older folks. So all those kind of things are what we're looking for to meet their basic needs through the holidays and through the year.
Very good. And to be mindful of not just the products, for example, like soaps and shampoos, but you also are really mindful of saying, let's not do the small travel size or hotel size, because these larger products are actually easier to handle.
Easier to manipulate, and they need them for more than just the short term, so they need as much as possible. So the big tubes of toothpaste, the big things of lotion, the big bars of soap, all those things are what we're looking for.
And then how about things like, we want to be careful about fragrance or anything like that, so maybe sensitive skin or something like that?
Sensitive skin, lack of colognes, things like that, just all the basics.
All right. And then with things like socks, I know that we want to be careful, and these have
the non-slip socks.
The little stickies on the bottom, so that
exactly, and they're sticking to that.
Right. So we want to make sure they have the little grips.
Right.
So always really being mindful, thinking about if this was my grandmother, what would we want it to have? Jeffrey, when is the collection timeline for these items?
It is going on now. We're taking items through November 20th.
Okay.
If folks don't have the time to go out and actually purchase things, they can send us a check or drop a check off at the office. We're happy to do the shopping for them. So anybody who'd like to donate, we'll take whatever you got.
All righty, and let's give folks your location, because our Consolidated Human Services building,
yes,
where DSS is located, is where?
At 612 College Street here in Jacksonville. And if you can't come by the office, we have Samantha Withrow at our office, and her number is 910-219-1859, and she'd be happy to walk you through the process and help you with whatever you need.
All right, well, we want to bring the joy of the season to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're so glad that you all do Elder Cheer now in its 27th
I
year.
know,
so
right?
That's fantastic. Look, I did the math there. So we've got things ready to begin to kick off this holiday season.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for all that we do, that you do for our community.
And thank you for having us.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today. And I say this with great love and affection to two of my most favorite people in Onslow County, DaDonna Coulter and Kristy Hill from Onslow County DSS. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Now, for many folks, it is that most wonderful time of the year.
Yes, it is.
And you all are going to help us make that even more so for our foster families with your Angel Tree program that is so near and dear to folks. Yeah. But DaDonna, we want to start with you because we want to get an idea, sort of a snapshot of the foster families that are currently in Onslow County and the children here.
Well, first we have over 40 families, licensed foster homes in Onslow County. But of course, we always need more because we have over 114 children who are in the custody of Onslow County DSS. And so it's so important for us to help children maintain their connections right here in Onslow County, where they can continue to attend the same schools, play on their same soccer team, and just remain connected in the community in which they're from. So we're always looking for people to open their homes and their hearts to children who just need a safe, stable, and nurturing home environment. We know that it takes a village to raise a child, and you know, we need our Onslow County citizens to become that village for our children.
And when you say our children, they are our children.
They are definitely our children. And so, you know, we want children, you know, to feel like, you know, even though they come into the care of Onslow County DSS because of whatever trauma they have endured, we want to make sure that they continue to have the same teacher and go to their same schools. We want children to move beyond the trauma that they have experienced. And what better way than, you know, a family that, you know, is already established in their community that can help them with the healing process, help them with reuniting with their family, and just help them, you know, feel like they're lovable, capable, and worthwhile. It is our responsibility to take care of our children. And so that's why we need all the families that we can, those families that are committed to the excellence of Onslow County, the excellence of our future, which are our children.
Our children.
Yes.
Our children. And our children of all ages.
Yes.
So these are not just the littles. This is not just the babies.
Yes.
This is the tweens and the teens.
Yes, foster care goes from 0 to 21. And so when we license foster homes, we license them from 0 to 21 because in addition to children, it used to be a time where children aged out of foster care at 18, but now we have children who join the military, go off to college, or, you know, are trying to establish their way in life, so they're working and trying new things when they turn 18. And so it takes them a little extra time, just like the average child. And so we have our 18 to 21 program. And so they need those stable and nurturing home environments to continue for them until they reach the age of 21. And we have established some, but we need many more. So if you're the family that says, I don't want to deal with the car seats and the diapers and the daycare, then we have children, school-age children, preteens, teenagers, as well as our 18 to 21, to add to your family, to give your family, you know, that beautiful makeup, or that eclectic group that just makes you more unique, but normal here in Onslow County.
Right. That family that is a puzzle, that family that is all the pieces.
That evolving family. And so we need those folks who are, you know, just very creative when they look at what a family looks like. That family that is, just committed to helping someone in need. And so our children are calling upon Onslow County citizens. And so if you would like to become a licensed foster parent, we're going to have a class that starts in January. We have an undetermined date, but it'll probably be mid to the end of January. The classes are at Onslow County Department of Social Services at 612 College Street. Our classes are from 5:30 to 8:30 on Monday and Thursday nights. And we will give you a wealth of information on how to care for a child who has been traumatized and just needs, that love and that stability that every child needs and every child deserves.
And every child is different.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You might say, oh, I've raised a house full of kids, but not this kid.
Exactly. Every individual is different. Every child responds in a different way to being placed in care because of the abuse, neglect, or issues relating to dependency that brought them into foster care. So we need folks to be flexible as well as responsible. We need folks to be creative. Kristy always talks about creative parenting and taking that different approach, because every child needs to be, parented and supported in different but meaningful ways that have that lasting impact.
And, we think about through the year parenting and school projects and everything that goes along with day-to-day parenting, and even for families, quote unquote traditional families, normal, whatever the phrasing, the holidays are stressful and challenging, and we're going at 90 miles an hour, and in the midst of that chaos is always a lot of beauty as well. And you want to make sure that our foster families have that beauty as well. And Kristy, please share with us about Angel Tree, why you all created that program, who it serves, and how, again, we can all help our children have the most beautiful season that they can.
Okay, with the Angel Tree, of course, we always like to end the year off with a bang. And of course, having the Angel Tree come about is a way that we can sit here and, of course, have citizens of Onslow County to pour back into the community, and, of course, give our kids that's in foster care a sense of normalcy during the holidays. Of course, it's a tough time for them to be away from family, so we want them to be able to have a place where they can, take their, worries away and all of that good stuff, so they can be able to have a gift during the holidays. It's also important too to have the kids here in Onslow County during those times, because they still do visits during those times, so they be able to still be able to see parents and share those fun times with the parents is also important. We will have the Angel Trees, of course, at 2 locations right now, but we do have additional locations that will be listed on Onslow County website. Those locations will be at Onslow County Consolidated Human Services Building, as well as Onslow County Government Building. Again, like I said, additional locations. We are looking to, have other locations come forth and, of course, let us set up trees there. We just haven't confirmed those yet, but we're working on it. Yes.
So what we're going to see is these big, beautiful trees.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're going to be decorated with angels. And on those angels are the wish list of our Onslow County foster children.
Yes, ma'am.
And the great fun part about that is they're going to get what they want and also what they need. Everybody needs socks.
Yes, ma'am.
But not everybody wants socks.
Right.
But it's going to have those special things as well.
Yeah, we do ask each child. Each child gets to make their own wish list, as well as our young adults. We even ask them what they want, and they put things on their wish list. Of course, most of the things, of course, the young adults want is those gift cards, so they can pick and choose what they want to get. But again, we are, of course, excited about this time of the year and looking forward to it. It's always a huge success, and so we're looking for another year of success with the Angel Tree.
Well, it's beautiful. DaDonna, did you want to add something about the magic of the season and picking that angel?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's always exciting for people to pick the angel, you know, a child of their choice, and buy and purchase gifts when they're out and about purchasing for their own family. But, you know, adding to someone else's family. And for our children, it is so exciting for them, the young and the old, because we have an annual Christmas party. Our Christmas party will be December 6th, and we look forward to their smiling faces, just hearing, you know, the laughter and the cheering that's going on. You know, Christmas is exciting to the young and to the old, but to the children who are in our in foster care, it's more meaningful for them to celebrate, you know, something so wonderful than the love and the caring and the sharing that Christmas is all about. So I encourage anyone who has that generous spirit this season, go out, and when you're shopping, think about our children. Pick one of those angel trees, go down that list, and it doesn't matter if you buy one or all of the gifts on that tree. We hope you buy all of the gifts that's listed on the angel tree, on the angel. But you know, please bring them back to our agency at 612 College Street. And you don't have to wrap them. We want to make sure that every child gets an abundance of love, and those tangible ones are very important to the to children. So if you have that generous spirit, please give to our children.
And we want to remember, you said that the party is December the 6th. So what is our timeline for making sure we get everything to you in time for the season?
Okay, so that timeline will be no later than December 2nd.
Okay.
To drop things off.
So I want to make sure we get them to you all there at College Street. So go out, find a tree, pick an angel, go out. There is nothing more fun than holiday shopping. Like people can say, oh, the crowd. No, no, no. It gives you joy, you know, to get it all and to find that perfect present, take it to you all, and then you're going to help those children have the most beautiful season. One more time, we just want a main telephone number and location so that we can all be a little bit of a special elf this season. How can we do that?
Well, the Department of Social Services phone number is 910-455-4145. So please give us a call if you have any questions, and we'll be more than willing and able to assist you. But we do, like Kristy said, want those gifts by December 2nd. Now, not saying that we won't take them after December 2nd, but it is preferred prior to, so that we can organize and plan.
Make sure everybody has what they need and want.
Yes, and all trees should be up by the first week of November.
Fantastic. Well, we are so glad that you all are here. Thank you for what you do for our children of Onslow County. And we are so grateful that you bring that joy of the season to them.
Well, thank you for the opportunity for us to extend our village every year, and we look forward to sharing what our community needs, but also just including Onslow County citizens and what we do.
Thank you both so much. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and we have two special guests with us. The Honorable Christopher Thomas, Sheriff of Onslow County. Sir, thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have a relatively new staff member at our Sheriff's Office, Heather Marshburn. Heather, welcome to Onslow County Today.
Thank you.
Sheriff, you brought this program to our attention, and we wanted you to take some time, please, sir, introduce this new program that you're offering through our Sheriff's Office, and then introduce Heather's role. And Heather, you're going to take it from there and tell us what you've been doing. But Sheriff, if you will, please, sir.
Yeah, this is a Victim Services Coordinator. Basically, they help victims of crime. It can be domestic violence. It can be victims of violent crime of some nature. The court system can be very intimidating to folks who don't know much about it. Trying to get paperwork for domestic violence victims can be very frustrating to victims. You know, to this date, just this calendar year, we're over 1,500 domestic violence calls within the county.
Oh, my land.
We've served in excess of 600 domestic violence protective orders. So over the years, we've seen the need to have someone on our staff that can help the victims of crime navigate the system.
Right, right.
In doing so, back in 2021, we applied for a VOCA grant through the North Carolina Crime Control and Public Safety. We were awarded a grant, I think, in 2022, and that grant allowed us a position for an individual to help the victims of these crimes and help them navigate the system. And this year is the last year of the grant. However, we're working on an extension now, but it is a program that I'm 100% committed to keep up and running. And Ms. Heather has experience in the courts. She has experience with law enforcement, and she applied for the position, and she was a very, very good selection for us and a natural fit for us. So.
Well, you know, the idea and knowing just the sheer numbers that you mentioned and the trauma associated with violent crime and being the victim of violent crime already, and then trying to always have that presence of mind to navigate the system. I can't imagine not having this advocate here for us. Heather, you joined the sheriff's office, you said about 18 months ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about your job description, if you will, and then we're going to talk about how you do advocate and how you do assist the victims of crime in Onslow County.
Yes, ma'am. So mostly I am here to support our victims in any way that I can. I can help them, like he said, with the protection orders, guide them in writing them, filing them, help them by going to court with them, supporting them.
Right.
Some of these people don't have a network anymore because they've been isolated and by themselves with their significant other only. So they have nobody else to rely on. Some other things I can help with transportation to and from court, to medical appointments, if that is available. So I definitely, the main thing, I deal with domestic violence, obviously, with special victims, with our special victims unit, victims of sexual assault. The main thing we want to do is try to help them navigate and heal through the trauma that they've endured through this process.
You know, as I hear you talking, I hear in your voice such compassion for the folks that you work with, and I can't imagine that this does not take a huge heart to do what you do. In working with our community, you're talking about the practical, just transportation.
Yes.
Just getting to the magistrate's office, just getting to the courthouse.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing how to navigate that building. And who do you know, how many times a day do you hear, I don't know if you're the right person I should talk to?
A lot. Yes, ma'am.
And you are that right person,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Or you'll get them to the right person.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about how you do connect. Is it a referral from a deputy within the sheriff's office? Is it someone within the courthouse itself? How do folks reach out to you in order to be able to utilize your compassion and your talent?
So any domestic violence call, they do what is called a lethality report, and I get those directly sent to me and can review those and reach out to each person.
Okay.
I work hand in hand with our special victims unit, so anybody that they have, children, their families that they deal with, they will put them in contact with me directly. A lot of times they'll be there for an interview and they'll just give a warm handoff right to me so that I can see what resources they need and any way that I can assist them. Our general crimes unit, if they have victims as well, they'll put them right in contact with me.
Right, so we certainly think of those most traumatic and violent episodes, those crimes that are committed against someone, but also the violation of perhaps breaking and entering our homes And so you also assist with robbery, folks who may be the victim of robberies and things of that nature as well.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it's really understanding, having a heart for that person's trauma.
Yes.
And then the practical, the navigating, the being there. Sheriff, you talked about your commitment to this program and applying for the grant to begin with. What was it that you saw, sir, in our community that you said this is a need, this is something we need to do for our citizens?
Individuals who are victims of domestic violence and have children present and witness it and grow up in that environment, and children who grow up being abused or be it physically abused, emotionally abused, oftentimes those individuals grow up to be perpetrators themselves, or they continue on being victims in the relationships in their future. For me, it's about breaking that cycle, trying to prevent this from escalating within families and within groups of individuals. So that's really it for me, is trying to get people out of it, make sure they're safe, make sure our county is safe as absolutely possible, but break that cycle so new victims don't come up in the future.
Break that cycle and being there. You mentioned, Heather, that sense of isolation, fear, I can imagine.
Fear, isolation. A lot of people, if they're in a domestic violence situation, they don't have financial resources. They've been closed off from their family. I've actually helped reunite children with their family so that they have a support network and somewhere to go to, because they no longer can return to their home for their fear of safety, etc. So it is very isolating to these victims, and we just do whatever we can to make this process easier and to help them heal, build back that self-confidence, try to find more self-worth, and start being happy again.
I just am imagining what those victims must feel in that moment, to know that there's someone there for me. Heather, I'd love for you to share, certainly we never mention names, but in your experience over this time, I'd love for you to share so that folks will know who are watching this, that there's somebody there for them. And I would love for you to just talk about what you've heard from those that you've helped.
It is a very good job. A lot of people are very thankful, very grateful. A lot of jobs are thankless. This is not one. People are very appreciative when I can assist them in any way, but in this position, it is very fulfilling to be able to help people on a daily basis as much as I can.
Well, thank you for all you do. Sheriff, thank you so much for recognizing this need in our community and for bringing Heather to the Onslow County Sheriff's Office to do what she does every day for our citizens. I thank you both for what you do. Heather, if there was one last message you would leave those who were watching today who might benefit, who need and did not realize you were here, what would you say?
Please reach out. I'm here, I'm available. I have a cell phone, a work phone. I will get back with them immediately at my earliest convenience. All they have to do is reach out, and I'm here.
We thank you both. Sheriff, thank you, sir. And thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Taylor Kirkland, Onslow County Park and Recreation Specialist.
Yes.
Taylor, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Taylor, it is like 80 degrees.
Yes.
It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. And we're going to talk about Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
Because we've got to get in the season. We're ready.
We are.
And you all are already prepping and getting things ready as we speak.
Yes, yes.
For the holidays at Onslow Pines Park. So the first thing we have to talk about is that tree that you all have that is glorious.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Yep.
Tell us about the annual tree lighting ceremony.
Yes. So this year we're doing our annual Christmas tree lighting on December 8th.
Okay.
From 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
All righty.
Santa will be there, and we'll have hot chocolate and some live music. But we'll also be doing a Christmas drone show, which we're really excited about.
Right. So, one, I don't even know how tall that tree is. 40 feet. It grows.
Yes.
It grows. It's beautiful. We're going to do, you know, the official lighting of the tree.
Yes.
And then a drone show.
A drone show, yes.
So lights over Onslow.
Lights over Onslow. We've gotten a couple questions about people asking if they need to drive through the drone show, but nope, they just park, show up, and enjoy the event.
And there it is,
And
all
there it
sparkling
is,
up behind us. And then that whole day, that you said 2 to 6?
Yes, ma'am, 2 to 6.
2 to 6. Is there a fee involved to attend?
Nope, just show up and enjoy. Santa will be there from 2 to 5. So if you want to make sure you're meeting Santa, make sure you get there before 5.
Got to get your list in.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, no fee, just show up and enjoy. We'll have some vendors there if you did want to spend a little money and get some shopping done while you're there.
And food vendors as well. I know you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
crafts, so you always have great food vendors.
Yeah, we'll have food vendors, we'll have some crafts, we'll have little local small businesses. So we'll have a lot for people to do.
To jump into the season.
Yes, definitely.
Now also, your colleague Tim Johnson was here earlier, and we talked about all of the park options that we have here in Onslow County.
Yes.
And you all are going to do a few little different things for the holiday season as well at our parks.
Yes, we are. So Santa's going to come and visit 3 of our parks. Which is so exciting. On the 13th of December, he will be visiting Richland Steeds Park.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so, and then let's see, on the 16th of December, he will be visiting Hubert Bypass Park.
Okay.
And then on the 18th of December, he will be visiting Stump Sound. So we're really excited about that.
Well, he's got to make the round.
He does. He's a busy man.
And he does it in the blink of an eye.
So quickly. Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
But he's got a lot to do, so he's going to be first on December the 8th, which is a Sunday. He'll be there for Lights Over Onslow.
Yes.
And then later that week, popping up.
Yeah, he'll be popping up around the county. Yep.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
Taylor, this is a great time of year to get out and explore our parks and to participate in your great events. If folks want to know everything that's going on and all those details, what's the best way for them to find out?
I would say the best way for them to find out would be to go to our website. We're always posting up on our website about the different upcoming events that we have and different locations that they'll be. But also if they have any further questions, they can give us a call at 910-347-5332.
Well, fantastic. Well, you and I will just imagine that it's a lot cooler.
Yes.
And the season is here. Thank you, Taylor, for all that you do and for what Onslow County Park and Recreation does.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Tory Parks with our Onslow County Public Library System. Tory, welcome back.
Thank you.
And you know, we always talk about the fun things that are going on and the interesting and educational programming that happens at our libraries, and November is no different. And so we're going to kick off with a conversation about what's going on at the Sneads Ferry branch.
Yes, so we have a program called All Together Now. It's a cultural celebration for our Native American Heritage Month.
Fantastic. And what sort of things have you got planned for that day?
We have arts and crafts, a lot of historical activities, just a lot of information, but it's fun-filled, it's packed. It'll be on November 20th.
Okay. And that will be at the Sneads Ferry branch, which is right there on Highway 210.
Yes.
And I know our team from the museum is excited because we're going to bring our program that we do for our area schools about First Peoples.
Yes.
So exciting to be partnering with you on that.
Yes.
And then at Main Branch, you have a really interesting program where you're bringing together a lot of very talented folks.
Yes.
What are you having?
So we're having a local author showcase, and we are actually going to be featuring 16 different local authors. So they're going to come, they're going to speak about their books, their writing process. They will be there to have some of their books for sale, to sign some of their copies.
Neat.
So it'll be a very fun-filled afternoon.
It's wonderful to own a book. It's wonderful to have a book. But then when you have that personal touch from the author, it's just more of a treasure. It really is. And these are all genres? This is mystery, history, I mean, everything?
Yes, adults, kids, all in between.
Fantastic. And again, one more time when that will be?
So that will be this month in November.
Okay.
We don't have a time hammered down just in case it runs a little long.
Okay.
So it really just depends, but it will be on the 16th.
All right, 16 November, and right now the time is a little bit fluid because
Yes.
you've got so many talented folks.
We have so many. I mean, you can only, you know, with 16 different people, we don't know how long it'll go, but there will be a lot for everyone to just learn about and explore.
That is phenomenal, and also maybe get a little bit of inspiration for that next great novel that you want to write.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Tory, you always do a beautiful newsletter.
Thank you.
We know that you're in the process of working on end of the year holiday activities, and we're going to hold off on talking about those to our next visit.
Yes.
But for folks who want to know right now how to find out more, who do we need to contact and how?
So you can go to our Onslow County website. You can go on our Facebook. We have all of our different flyers on there. You can visit our branches and find the newsletter, and you can also find our monthly calendars.
Fantastic. Thank you for bringing such awesome information and activities and celebrations for the beautiful community that we have here. Tory, as always, it is a pleasure.
Thank you, Lisa.
We are so grateful that you have joined us for Onslow County Today, and a very special thank you to each of our guests. This is that time of year where we need to all stop and be grateful and appreciative for the things that we have, and to remember those in our community that we can help just a little bit more. As always, we thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today. We'll see you next time.